believe that the president might have obstructed justice for the purpose of ending our investigation into Russia, you have to ask yourself why. Why would any president of the United States not want the FBI to get to the bottom of Russian interference in our election? And I told Congress what we had done.
Did anyone object?
That's the important part here, Savannah. No one objected. Not on legal grounds, not on constitutional grounds, and not based on the facts.
So nobody objected in Congress. Another bombshell interview moments ago on NBC. Former Deputy FBI Director Andrew McCabe's got a book out claiming he filled in Congress on everything the FBI was doing and got no objections. Here to react, House Judiciary Committee member in the majority at that time, GOP Congressman Jim Jordan. Jim, did you not object when you were informed?
Well, I wasn't informed, or I would have objected. Remember, even when all the way up to the date James Comey was fired, he told us when we deposed him that there was no evidence of any type of coordination between the Trump campaign and Russia, all the way up until May 9th of 2017. And remember, they started this investigation in July of 2016. So the bottom line is you can't trust Andy McCabe. He's lied 3 times under oath. He was fired at the FBI, and he's currently under investigation by the Justice Department. He and 4 other top people at the FBI in that critical 8 days in May were trying to put together this scheme to go after the president and remove him from office. And that is scary because all of them are unelected. None of them ever faced the voters, and yet they were coordinating and trying to work on actually removing the president of the United States from office, which is scary to think about.
Well, I'll put it this way. Rod Rosenstein said I never brought up the 25th Amendment, and I never said about wearing a wire. Are we ever going to find out who's telling the truth here? Because believe it or not, it seems like McCabe's story is backed up by Jim Baker and others about Rod Rosenstein bringing that up, and Lisa Page.
Right. No, look, you can't trust Andy McCabe. I mean, he tries to make himself out to be a Boy Scout. 60 Minutes tried to make him look like that. You can't trust him. But you're right. He is the 3rd person who has told us that Rod Rosenstein was serious when he made the comments about wearing a wire and recording the president and looking to work with members of the cabinet to invoke the 25th Amendment. I think this just underscores one important thing. We need both individuals, Andy McCabe, Rod Rosenstein, 2 different stories. Right. You need them both under oath, answering questions from Congress. Particularly, I would prefer the Oversight Committee, where we can ask them questions and we can evaluate. That's how our system works. You figure out who's telling the truth when you bring people in, put them under oath, and ask them questions so the American people can see what really took place.
And Jim, in your opinion, Jim Jordan's opinion, do you believe that McCabe sincerely was worried that Russia had undue influence on the president, or is this something else?
I think all these people, remember, Brian, Jim Comey fired, Andy McCabe fired, Jim Baker, chief counsel at the FBI, demoted, then left, Lisa Page and Peter Strzok, both demoted and left and fired. These 5 people were the key people. When Comey gets fired, those 4 individuals, McCabe, Baker, Strzok, and Page, they got this extreme bias against the president. They were working to remove him from office. Right. So I don't know what his motive, but all I know is he was out to get the president. I think that's what drove this whole thing in May after their buddy Jim Comey gets fired. They're trying to figure out what they can do to go after the president of the United States.
Jim, thanks. We'll talk to you again because he's not going away.